There has been another horrific incident at a garment factory in Bangladesh. An 8-story building collapsed today, killing at least 145 people and injuring hundreds of others. This just months after a fire killed more than 100 people and put the unsafe working conditions at many factories in the global spotlight. Now, that spotlight is also on a major Canadian brand. The CBC's Duncan McHugh has the latest on this tonight.
It was pure chaos. A giant plaza with a market and several clothing factories inside. During morning rush hour, it simply collapsed. Officials discovered cracks in the building yesterday, but workers say they had no choice but to go in. We didn't want to go up in the factory, she says, but management forced us to go and said there was no problem with the building. As well as the dozens killed, over 600 people were injured. If this all looks tragically familiar, it is. Bangladesh has one of the largest garment industries in the world, and it's notorious. Last fall, there was a deadly fire at a factory that produced clothes for Disney, Walmart, and Sears. This latest disaster has a Canadian link. Specifically, clothes from Joe Fresh, owned by Canadian company Loblaws, were made there, though the building was managed locally in Bangladesh. Loblaws officials issued a statement expressing condolences and said the company has vendor standards ensuring compliance with applicable health and safety regulations. We audit against these standards on a regular basis. Still, Western retailers must insist on better safety checks, argue workers' rights advocates in Canada.
If they actually put their money basically to use in pushing suppliers and pushing the government to improve safety conditions, I think we'd see a big change overnight.
Some say consumers also must acknowledge their role.
Our desire for these type of inexpensive clothing, our choices of buying them, is part of why it's being produced there. And I think that's mainly for the good of Bangladeshis, but it could be done better.
The Bangladeshi government blames the accident on construction code violations and vows the culprits will be punished. Tomorrow, the country is holding a national day of mourning for the victims. Peter?
Duncan McHugh in Vancouver tonight. Thanks, Duncan.